What's going on, guys? This is Crozen, and welcome to the Lothric Knight Greatsword quality with the Lightning Blade buff build. So I'm actually quite surprised that I never got around towards doing an Ultra Greatsword build on my channel yet. So I had to get this one out of the way, and I decided to use the Lothric Knight Greatsword for this, since I kind of like this Greatsword the best out of all of them. It does have an initial lightning damage that it already does on the weapon itself, and despite that, you're still able to use the Lightning Blade buff on it, so I thought that was pretty neat. And it's really a high damage weapon in general. In fact, all Ultra Greatswords are like that. But we're going with the quality version with this one, since that will do a little bit more damage as well. And I believe with the Lightning Blade buff, it does 806 damage total. And you're basically going to be killing enemies in 2 to 3 hits depending on what kind of weapon swings you're using and what kind of attacks you hit on them. For example, if you were to hit like one of the stronger attacks, it's really going to deal a lot of damage to people, but it's a lot of fun to use in general. I love Ultra Greatswords, and like I said, I was pretty shocked that I was yet to able to get one of these builds out yet. But here we are with this one. As you see, we're also going to be using the Grass Crest Shield in our left hand. But for this build, you want to start out with the Knight class. We're not going to be leveling up Intelligence or Luck, and we're also going to leave Vitality at 15. So with this, Knight is the best class, since we're going to have all the necessary stats at soul level 120. And we cap out at the lowest level with all of those stats. So then we can move on from there and go into the stats and things like that. Alright, so here at soul level 120, our character stats are 33 Vigor, 10 Attunement, 30 Endurance, 15 Vitality, 40 Strength and Dex, 9 Intelligence, 35 Faith, and 7 Luck if you started out with the Knight class. And despite my character looking utterly ridiculous with this gear, for all my equipment, I went with the Refined Lothric Greatsword, as I mentioned earlier, and I went for our secondary weapon as the Ricard's Lightning Rapier. This is just something that you can pull out very quickly and get off a few swings if you need to finish someone off or something like that, or if the Refined Lothric Greatsword isn't working for whatever reason in a fight, depending on the scenario. But also in our left-hand weapon, we're using the Grass Crest Shield for extra stamina recovery speed. We're also using the Kestis that we can bring out for parrying purposes, and then also the Saint's Talisman, which is going to be used for buffing up our Lightning Blade for the Refined Lothric Greatsword. And for my gear, I just went with the Dancer's Crown, the black leather armor, the Shadow Gauntlets, and the Shadow Leggings. But honestly, I think you guys probably want to put something better on than that, since my character does look ridiculous. But anything will do here as long as you stay below the 70% weight ratio. I actually was able to land 70% and still able to do the mid-roll, so that was kind of cool. But for our rings, I went with the Chloranthy Ring, the Hunter's Ring, the Ring of Favor, and the Priestess Ring. So initially, I only leveled Dexterity up to 35, and I only leveled up Faith to 30, and the rings are giving me +5 in each of those categories. But you guys will see that I am not using like the Prisoner's Chain or the Lightning Clutch ring with this one. A lot of testing has been done over on Reddit, and apparently those rings are a lot worse in PvP. You suffer just a lot more damage absorption. I can't speak right now, but you suffer a lot more damage in general when you wear those rings in PvP, and I just kind of wanted to stay away from that, since I didn't want to leave my character susceptible to more damage with this one. So I kind of just leveled up Vigor a little more, and I leveled up Endurance a little more, so that way we don't have to rely on the Prisoner's Chain or something like that. But if you guys wanted to see the initial damage that this weapon does with the Lightning Blade buff, when you buff this up, it goes all the way up to 806 damage. So it's kind of neat for an Ultra Greatsword, and if you're able to hit off this cool little weapon art, which is the Stomp, you're going to be doing a massive amount of damage with that, and it's literally probably going to one-shot the person if they are at maybe like mid-health anyways. So it's a lot of fun to use, and I really love this build in general. I love Ultra Greatswords in general. I just am quite surprised I never got around towards doing one of these builds on my channel yet. But that's really it, guys. If you guys want to know some of the stat priority as far as if you're leveling up from the beginning, basically I kind of went with strength and dexterity. I wanted to level those up evenly, so I kind of leveled those up evenly, but I leveled up strength a little more since the Lothric Greatsword does require a little more strength to wield. And also I leveled up my faith at least early on to 15, so that way we can use the blessed weapon buff early on in the game, since you're not going to have access to the lightning blade buff early. And also obviously vigor is very important, so I leveled that up early. And then endurance, I leveled that up now and then since we are using an ultra great sword, so we're going to need a little bit more stamina since those attacks tend to get off a little bit more stamina in general. But that's really it, guys. If you guys have any questions about this build, let me know. And yeah, I really like this build, so let me know what you think about it, and look forward to probably my Spartan build next. That is going to require a little bit more time since I want to perfect that one. So I will see you guys later. Peace.